Alrighty. Hey everyone, I hope you guys are all having a fantastic day out there today. Bitcoin's hitting all-time highs. Crazy stuff going on right now. We have Bitcoin sitting around 125,000 bucks, which is some very good news. Now, before we get started, this is going to be a little bit of a longer stream. That's why I'm starting off at 3 o'clock. We're going to go from 3 o'clock to 5 o'clock or for the next 2 hours here, basically. That way I can still make it in time to watch Monday Night Football with a few friends that I made some plans with. Caveat here. If Bitcoin is booming up later on tonight after I get back home, I will do a late night stream, so get ready for that if we do see Bitcoin having a larger move. The focus of today's video is going to be, or stream I guess, is going to be to break down the Bitcoin technicals, go over the news of which altcoins are moving right now and which altcoins you might be looking to buy at this point in time, and then just going over general stock market news, what's happening there, some cryptocurrency sectors worth watching here, and then just a tad bit of news of some of the blockchain news coming out, because there is some interesting stuff happening where stable coins are becoming more mainstream and nobody's really talking about it as much as they should be. This is why we always have to go to articles, because the people on TV typically don't want to talk about it. Okay, so let's get started. I'm a little bit running late today, sorry about that. Just took a shower, don't even have my rings on, barely have my glasses on, don't even have a watch on, but Bitcoin's breaking to all-time high, so that is some good news for us as well. So before we get started here, I do want to give Loki a little bit of a treat. I went to the store this week and got him some treats at Tractor Trailer Supply. He has these human-grade beef jerky treats, and you can see he just... There you go, good boy. Yep. He's waiting because he wants more, but he sees more on the desk, but he gets them every now and again. He's not going to get them all at once. They're one of his favorite treats for some reason. I will give you the teeniest nibble because you didn't have treats as much last week. Yeah? And he just looks straight back to the treats. You can get more down the road. Now, see, now he's just going to sit and watch. The worst thing about him is he's smart. Okay. Hey, the letter. Hey, bullshit. Happy to see you guys. Let me hop on over here very fast and just go straight into the big technicals. Also, if you guys are members and you guys are watching this, please make sure to check out my main channel every now and again for when I do make these uploads. I've started to do a new weekly update thing with the memberships here, and I made a video about 15 hours ago, and it talked a lot about Bitcoin breaking out this morning, what I was going to buy, and all the tokens that I talked about, they all had a nice move. So if you're a member and you guys didn't catch that, please make sure to check it every now and again. I don't believe YouTube does a fantastic job as far as notifying you of member videos like they do with just regular videos I upload, okay? So this is the Bitcoin monthly chart. We had been talking about this for a minute, and we talked about how the goal of Bitcoin this month was to have that breakout and break to all-time highs and start taking us up towards our next level of resistance. We'll talk about what the next level of resistance is going to be here pretty soon, but so far this month we are doing a very good job. And I have to admit, this is happening faster than I thought it was going to. I thought this wasn't going to happen until let's say the second half of October, after October 14th, basically. And what we've been seeing is the breakout happening at full speed. Everybody very excited. Momentum on the the monthly charts are still very good. Nothing crazy has happened there, right? That's one of the reasons I kept on telling you guys, well, I'm still going to hold because we're still have some strong long-term momentum. The weekly charts, however, are showing us something new. Bullish, bullish, bullish. We haven't closed yet, but this could be a fantastic week for Bitcoin if we can have a full-throated breakout. To me, that would mean that Bitcoin can start going up to our next level of resistance, which I think is going to be 140,000 to 145,000. I'll explain why I think that in a few minutes here. But we're kind of off and running, which is some good news for us right now. Altcoins are also making some moves you can see above my head. We'll dig into that in a little bit here. But the next big level of resistance as far as these Fibonacci levels have been concerned, it's all the way up here around $175,000. I think possibly we can get up there by the end of this bull run, but in the next 2-3 months, I think it may be a little bit difficult. We haven't had major moves just yet that I've seen like parabolicness, but I think we can grind up there kind of how we've been grinding over here from, let's say, October to March. Maybe we can have an October to March type of rally right here that starts now. Skeptical, sure, but I have money and I'm betting that we're still going to be going up, so I'm hoping for something similar. The last time we had an October rally, it also ended over here in December by rate cuts, but things got really bad kind of heading into March, right? So the October-March territory for us, at least during this market cycle, it's been working out okay. So what I'm doing is I'm just getting more amped up for day trades and smaller swing trades, and then watching my long-term portfolios kind of bring me in some money, which has been pretty good today, right? Very, very good. Now, couple things here as far as the Bitcoin technicals I want you guys to be aware of. We've already talked about these Fibonacci levels and what happens there, and had the next level is 170,000. I think for right now, we need to start adding some different ones on there. So we have a look at what smart money concepts on here. We do have other levels we can look at. This is a little bit of a longer term trend for Bitcoin, but I'm just going to go over here and we're just going to make a cluster set here. And we're going to do it a few different ways. That one, we're going to go over here to fib levels. I guess technically we have to go back to the COVID days as well. And one of these is off. There you go. We'll do one more here, and I don't know if I forgot about it or not. There you go. Plug this up. I don't think we need to go all the way back over here, but I was just interested to see if we have something from way back in the day that did matter at all. No, I wouldn't say it mattered all too much. Okay. I know it looks clusterful. I know. But just going to do a couple more here, and this is the last one I'm going to do. And this other one will actually have fib levels turned on. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is go to the daily chart so we can kind of see these clusters. You know me, I like to see clusters at resistance levels, and when you see a lot of them bunched up here, usually means we're going to see a little bit more resistance. But if you see them kind of separate like this, it doesn't really mean a lot. It means they may stop us for temporarily, but ultimately we keep on going on until we hit those clusters, right? Those clusters are pretty darn big. They really do tend to matter sometimes. Not every time. You can see right here, right? We had a little bit of a stop, but it wasn't enough. A little bit more of a cluster up here made it up. It's different because this, we're really focusing over here because all of this stuff didn't exist yet because of all this stuff, right? Let me go back over here very fast though. Hit some resistance up there. We may have a little bit of a hiccup around 129,000 bucks, but it seems like the next big level that I could see is probably going to be 140,000 to 149,000 here. And then probably getting closer up here to 187,000, 177,000. So I would say if you guys are hoping for some type of longer term rally here that maybe we're getting started with, I might start to scale out around $143,000, $140,000 in here. And the next one, probably up here, but I would say this whole block right here, I'd probably be looking into. Let me back this up a little bit here, go to the weekly charts. I know it looks very clusterful. I know. I don't like the way this looks either, but I like to see when these clusters hit. I know this was an election, a little bit of a different circumstance here, but yeah, I'd probably say I'd start selling off a little bit around $140,000. And there's some other stuff we can talk about that. Why $140,000 besides that? If you put a lot more Fibonacci levels, you're going to see a lot of clusters right here and here, but I just don't want to take the time to do that. So we'll move on beyond that. But Bitcoin's on the right path. I like what we're seeing. The shutdown is still happening as far as I'm concerned. I think they were supposed to vote on it today. Actually, let me see. Senate shutdown. Oh, let me see right here. So I'm getting a call. I just need to make sure that the volume doesn't come on. Let's see. There you go. And the Senate is beginning 2 procedural votes to advance competing short-term funding measures. A vote on the Democratic proposal is first, followed by a vote on the Republican plan. So it hasn't happened yet, but it's supposed to be happening here very soon. I don't think it's going to go anywhere, but it hasn't really stopped anything as far as the stock market or the cryptocurrency markets here. Now, moving over to altcoins, there's a lot of stuff happening here, so I think I'm probably going to do this in a few different ways. Overall, we're seeing altcoins have some fantastic moves. If you guys have been just holding along with me, I know it's been volatile, but look at Bitcoin. Last 30 days, bullish or green. Last 60 days, we've been good. Last 90 days, we've been good. Same with Ethereum, XRP, a little bit more iffy, but still 90 days, still good. If you've been able to hold through all this damage and catastrophe that we've been a part of, which has been a lot of volatility, to be honest, we've been doing very, very good here, right? Portfolio is looking fantastic. You see a lot of stuff. There are some that maybe aren't doing as well. DAI, we don't have to worry about that. That's a stable coin. But you see stuff like Toncoin or Uniswap or World of Blue Financial. You know, it's a minority compared to all these other things moving in here, right? Internet computer, that thing's been going down for years. Surprise. Arbitrum doing okay over the last 90 days, 60 days, 30 days. It's been kind of iffy here, but still making some headway. So you're seeing if you just buy and hold a lot of these larger market cap tokens, they have been performing well, which really brings me over to the next point here of our portfolios. The group portfolio safe today is up around 2.76%, and now we're back up to around 38% profit since June, which I think is very good. We're probably up to 40% profit way up here, but we'll have to see. The last 90 days, as you can imagine, has been very volatile, but we're still doing fantastic. And funny enough, we actually haven't made a new portfolio high here. We're coming close, but we haven't done it just yet. And our best performer is Bitcoin right now, which is pretty interesting. Especially since we just, you know, it's usually not the best, most volatile, but we did put more money into that one. Everything is pretty much green in our list overall, except for Pepe, Bubble Maps, and Official Trump. Everything else seems to be doing well. Bitcoin up around 20%, Kronos up around 131, BNB up 90%, BNB hidden gem right there. Ethereum up 86, SEI up 67, XRP 38, Solana 59, Dogecoin 58, Hyperliquid up 24, and the rest we just talked about here. Pepe down 0.3, Bubble Maps down 46%, and Official Trump down about 15%. Overall, great. Fartcoin Mania still down around 32%. Not fantastic. This one has been a roller coaster ride. It went positive for a minute, but I think we should be able to make a profit out of this if we do hit some type of altcoin season. So just waiting on this particular token. It's up 9% today. Hallelujah. High risk portfolio, we're only down 8% right now. You can see we've been coming down gradually since we opened up these positions, up around 4% right now, which is not terrible. And we're seeing a lot of bearishness and bullishness all within this. Live Peer is up 6, but Maple Syrup is down 22. Aerodime Finance is up 51, but Reality Networks is down 8. Nero is up 11, but all these things are down 5%, 40%, like 1%, 6%, whatever, right? So again, I put most of my money in tokens that I believed in, so it's not like an even $10 into each type of thing. But I think I'm getting lucky right now by Aerodime Finance being at 51% because, again, if you look at these positions, down $20, down 20 cents, down $1, down $4. A lot of this stuff isn't really going to drive me like, oh my God, I'm losing my inheritance type of stuff. I don't even have an inheritance. I wish I did though. Maybe if I'm lucky, my kids will have an inheritance. But long story short, we're seeing some good moves here, right? The thing is, the Aerodime Finance isn't making me enough profit to really deal with the amount of money I'm losing on Dog right now. I overinvested in Dog and it's biting me in the ass. And Dog is up like 30% in the last week, and it still caused me to lose some money, right? So all of that is looking pretty good right now. As far as sectors, I'm trying to introduce this to the chat here. Hello, Loki. Would you like a micro treat because you have your nose on my shoulder asking? Yeah. See how he's looking at the treat that's on the table, like acting like he deserves more? He may deserve it, but he's not going to get it for a minute. He's still here. Yeah. Go outside. Go have a fun time. You got the whole backyard to play with. He just wants a treat. All right. And hey, K Plugs. Hey, Marcel. Happy to see you guys. And hey, Digital K. As far as the overall sectors, we're seeing most sectors do great. Business services seems to be crashing right now, but I'm not entirely sure why. I looked at it earlier. Oh, did it just update to negative 6%? It just may be glitching or something like that. But overall, we're seeing most sectors do very, very well. The ones that I've seen doing very well right now is liquid staking. People want to put their money in there to kind of stake while they assume the market's going to be going higher. Lending, borrowing, taking out margin, stuff like that. Metaverse, all that type of stuff. Everything seems to be doing well overall. Virtuals, I was surprised about doing pretty hot today. It's up over on 7% on average. The sector market cap is only 900 million, so it's a very tiny one. And the ones that I have owned in here is pretty much just virtuals. I don't own any of these other ones, to be honest. AI tokens and things like that, still doing fantastic. Much larger market cap. It almost makes me want to separate the sectors by their market caps and kind of go for those low market cap sectors. Like ag is going to be a lot less than, what do you call? Well, that's business themed. What's ag? See, ag is only 3.6 million, right? Blochery. But, you never know if one of those types of tokens is going to take off. Now, before we start looking at individual altcoins and what's going on there, the stock market today had a pretty good day. S&P up, NASDAQ up, big news with AMD and stuff like that. Excuse me, guys. And the Dow Jones was down about 0.14% here. Besides that, not really much besides the AMD news that I was talking about. Mostly what we're looking at is this news right over here that I have from CNBC. Government shutdown live updates. I haven't seen anything here. Oh, we have it. 1 minute ago when I was talking. The proposal offered by Democrats to end the government shutdown failed again in a party line vote with 45 in favor and 50 against. All right? So Democrats didn't get their funding bill passed. Maybe we're going to see one get passed by the Republicans here. I doubt it. But that can maybe add a little bit more volatility to Bitcoin here, which if you look on the 5-minute chart, has been all over the place today, just going crazy. We can see there's a lot of bit of selling here, but people continue to buy. All right, a couple more things here. I'm not paying for this article by Bloomberg, but I read about it on ChatGPT because ChatGPT bypasses all of this stuff. But Bitcoin options traders eye $140,000 after record-setting rally. You're seeing a lot of money being placed around that $140,000 to $150,000 mark for Bitcoin options, which again, to me, makes me excited to see that we could possibly get up that high. But if you guys listen to what I just said a few minutes ago, I'd be anticipating Bitcoin probably hitting around that level, but I'd want to start scaling out around 140,000, maybe even a little bit below, but let's say for now $140,000. And if we go above that, I'll scale out some, not sell everything, but I'll scale out some. And maybe that may be an opportunity to where I feel more comfortable scaling out of my some of my altcoins. If you guys recall, altcoins really haven't rallied for long periods of time. I think at most, it's been like a 1 to 2 months at most, sometimes just a few weeks. So because of that, if I do see everything starting to look a little bit more parabolic, I'll be there to sell off a good chunk of my cryptocurrency as far as altcoins, like a 20 to 30% sell, because right now a lot of them are making money, and the ones that are not making money, if they're close enough for me to sell and take a small loss, I'll probably do that, and I'll reinvest into those tokens that are moving well. And then for those that are not even close to being back to profitable, if they do start to rally, I'll just wait a little bit longer with those ones, and I won't typically sell them. All right, now little bits of news that I want you guys just to know about today. This is the boring stuff that I look at when I'm doing my investments and things like this, and I'm not going to read the entire article because I know it's just boring. But LSEG launches digital markets infrastructure platform for private funds and facilities, facilitates first transaction. I'm just going to read this one line so you guys understand. Developed in collaboration with Microsoft, DMI is aligned with LSEG's goal of being the first global exchange group to support customers across full funding continuum alongside other group initiatives such as the private securities market. Private funds in this first asset class to benefit from the DMI platform with expansion to additional asset classes planned. Basically, they're trying to get a lot of institutional players to get into moving money with blockchain and not having to deal with those few days of letting the money kind of transfer over, right? And also, that does cost a lot more money. So they're just trying to let the ultra rich kind of do what we've been doing for the whole time, but they're managing large amounts of money in a regulated way, right? Where maybe we weren't dealing with regulated means back in the day, because Gary Gensler was looking down on all of us like, "What you doing over there? What you doing?" Okay, 2 more little stories here, and then we're going to go back to some technical analysis for altcoins, because there are some altcoins that are looking very good right now. Swift is also getting a little bit more into the blockchain technology space. Here, this is just saying, hey, they're starting to do some cool stuff, and I want you guys to be aware of it, because as other countries start to deal with cryptocurrency, that means they're starting to get access to Bitcoin. Everybody around the world knows Bitcoin, and they may be starting to buy Bitcoin or at least stable coins, which ultimately helps us and helps our economy, which is going to be fantastic. If we can sell a product to somebody in Africa or Asia, whatever, and instead of them having to pay for all these extra fees by going across country, like borders and stuff, if they just have to pay $1 for that right to buy something as a fee, that's pretty darn good. Now, of course, they may have shipping and other stuff, but it means that they have more money to buy stuff, more money gets exchanged, everybody's happy, and that person still gets the product. Well, otherwise they might not have, because with the fees, it may have just not seemed worth it. Like, why buy something for $40 in China direct if the fees are $40 on top of it, unless it's something of a super, super good deal, right? It doesn't make much sense. But if that thing still costs $40 and the fee to buy it's only $1 plus $20 shipping and handling, right? You're already going to pay that extra $20 shipping and handling in the first place. Now you feel more confident with buying it. Like, you feel like you're getting the value, right? And that really brings me over here to the Swift. Another one. Swift partnered with a global and African banks on blockchain-based shared ledger. We don't really talk about Africa and blockchain too much, but just know they're doing a bunch of stuff. We don't have to really read into all this stuff too much here. That was weird. All right, I will just read this. Swift's first goal is to enable real-time settlement of cross-border. Swift's first goal is to enable real-time settlement of cross-border transactions and upgrade from its current system where payments typically take 1 to 4 days to clear. Again, this goes all throughout Africa. People forget Africa is its own continent. They're going to start moving money around, and it's going to be money that's outside of the European system. Remember, Europe really dominates Africa. I think people just like forget about that. That's why they've been kicking at the French and things like that. You're going to see a lot more independence from those third world countries that normally rely on certain systems. All right. Now, America, we can kind of bully other nations into doing our type of stuff, you know, but France isn't really going to bully Africa the way it once did. Spain can't really bully Africa. UK can't really bully maybe the Commonwealth, but not really much else, right? So it's been a lot different. And I think that's good overall, though, right? We can still be on top. We can do our stuff, but Europe is taking a little bit of a peg down, which I think is great for us. And maybe China can do some stuff in Southeast Asia, but they seem to have their own priorities because of Singapore kind of leading the way down there. So again, we're seeing some cool stuff kind of all coming around the same time. It's not just about Bitcoin. It's about the whole infrastructure system that seems to be doing some very good stuff here. Now, as far as altcoins, I made a video for a lot of the members here earlier this morning, or last night, I guess I would say. And I was talking specifically during this video about different tokens you guys should be looking out for. And it went back to what we discussed, I believe it's been months. We talk about this quite a bit. Watching moving averages on daily charts and weekly charts. Now, Bitcoin is at all-time highs. We're very, very far away from our moving averages. But if we were to go over here to Ethereum, we're pretty much the same thing. We're pretty far away because Ethereum is pretty close to all-time highs. But if you start going down here to things like a Dogecoin or anything else, you're seeing lots of moving averages, whether it's the 20 to 50 on the daily over here, 20 to 50. They're all around the same spot here. So if you keep on going down, you're going to start to see different tokens that are below the 50-week and the 20-week moving averages. And if you can find something that's down below it as Bitcoin is breaking out right now, I do think you can see some really good moves. Now, I told the members about this last night because I owe them a members video because it was Sunday. But if you can find something that hasn't broken out yet, that's going to be a good opportunity just to add it onto one of your small charts on your overall template. So you can keep an eye on it to see if it starts to get some volume, some buildup, you get some buy signals coming along. That could really make a difference. So with right now, close but not too close. I might add it to the watch list here, especially since you could be seeing a small breakout that takes you at least back up here to maybe this $1.17 range, which would be a fantastic move. By that point, you would probably be breaking above the 50-week moving average, which could be great. We really haven't interacted with the 50-week moving average before, so it'll be interesting to see what happens there. Bonk, right there. Just keep a close eye on it. Daily chart may be something similar. Daily chart's already breaking out above some of them. It's going to squeeze one way or the other tomorrow, so keep an eye on Bonk. Sorry, guys. I don't think I'm drinking enough water, so I'm like choking a little bit. Miro, close. It's been good so far. Baby Doge, good enough here. Baby Doge already broke above, but maybe it goes higher, but I like to buy it before it breaks out above those lines, Book of Meme, close. Sheeb, already happening. Sheeb's still a dark horse, though. I'm more bullish about this than maybe I should, but I'm waiting for it to explode, and I'm just going to let it go. It was so boring until it exploded back over here in February. It was so boring back over here in 2021. It wasn't doing anything. So I'm just going to wait for those few weeks to come along. That was 2 weeks. This was like a month and a half, right? When it happens, I'm going to sell. But until it happens, you know, not the first week, but the second week, that's when I'm probably going to start selling off. Floki, close, getting close there. Pepe, getting close, and on and on and on, right? So if you're finding those types of coins that are below those moving averages, but they're close by, those are the types of things I'm looking for. And I also want to go back in history and see, hey, do they have really volatile moves when they're breaking down or above those moving averages? If so, I need to be watching them, just be a little bit more aware. Of course, right now, BNB is taking off. It's not nowhere near the moving averages. XRP is looking to bounce, but again, nothing too crazy there. Yeah, it just depends. Oh man, Theta never took off. Maybe it'll take off now. Still have some resistance up there. Crow still too far away. Moodang. Moodang could be interesting. The 50 is just now coming into being, so I would actually say keep an eye on Moodang. If we come back in a couple days and this thing skyrocketed, that'll be great. We're like slightly above my average right now. You can see how I didn't dollar cost average maybe as much as I should have. Matic still trying to make a larger move here. I mean, we are doing the dip in almost rip. We'll have to see if we can really get that going. But we're a little bit far away from those moving averages. So that's basically the spiel of today. Other stuff that you guys might just want to know about. Bitcoin dominance coming back down slightly, but nothing too devastating. We haven't seen altcoins really run just yet. So I'm waiting. I'm watching. Whatever. We're still fine. US oil still going choppy. Overall, still been coming down here for the last few months. I'm waiting to see if anything crazy happens there. The dollar index is actually leveling out a little bit and not falling as much anymore. And I wonder if this is just because some of the big news events that have been happening around the world. If you guys didn't know, Japan elected a conservative PM, prime minister, who wants a lot of stimulus, and it's the first female Japanese prime minister I think they've ever had. The prime minister of France just quit, handed in his resignation because of some of the stuff that Macron was doing. So there's a lot of craziness happening right now, and not every country can issue mass amounts of debt that like companies buy like America can. So they can't do all the cool stuff that we can do because we're the world superpower. That being said, it's helping out Bitcoin, right? Russell's still doing good, SPY still doing good, NASDAQ still doing good, the Dow Jones is still doing good. Sure, we're having a red week so far on some of these things. Doesn't matter. Overall, we're still doing fantastic. And just like Bitcoin, gold is just launching into the heavens, heading up towards $4,000 here for the first time ever. And yeah, it just kind of shows you how crazy the system is right now. We're in a tumultuous time, and I don't think we're going to be able to fix our debt problem. That being said, you know what? Just make sure you and your family are good. You know, have some money, have some investments. Goes a long way, right? What's the next best long entry? Ooh, I don't know. I'd probably wait for a pullback and then get another bullish signal based off of either the MACD, stochastic, and RSI indicators, or something more of the lines. If you like some of the strategies I've talked about before with swing trading, I typically like here. Like technically, right now, we haven't broken out yet, but we're trying to break out. If you wanted to, you can go and do a long right now and have a stop loss around 119,000 if you want to. But this is going to be high risk no matter how you look at it. The way that most people would be doing this, if they want to buy right now, they'd have a stop loss over here at like 124,500. I just think it's way too tight for me, especially because I'd be trading with leverage here. I'd probably scale in starting today and then just kind of watch to see what happens day after day. Typically what I've been doing with you guys, you know, if you guys let me just do this. There you go. If you guys watch any of my trading strategies, trading strategy here, that's moving averages, swing trading strategies and stuff like that, it's not the exact one I made a tutorial about, but it's close enough. There you go. You could try to follow some of the super trend settings and things of that nature. You know, basically once this closes above this is a Bollinger Band right here. It's just the top level of a Bollinger Band. It looks kind of funky, but I'd rather have small stuff instead of a bunch of stuff. If we do break out above this and we have a red candle crossing down below like this, let it breathe for a little bit and use that as an opportunity to buy back in while the overall trend is still going higher. So for example, right here, went above, and right here is the first time we closed below. You saw how it breathed for a little bit, right? You can decide to scale in at these different points, understanding that Bitcoin most likely will go higher. Right there's another example. Breathe a little bit, right? And you can tell right now we're still on a bullish. We still have bullish momentum. In fact, the MACD is about to turn bullish for the first time since it looks like August? Yeah, mid-August. So we do have an opportunity to go higher. For me, if you're looking at this a little bit more long-term, you can still buy right now. You're just going to feel the volatility a little bit more because there's always a butterfly in the stomach type of moment for when you actually do buy at all-time highs, right? But that's why typically, right, when everything's kind of choppy like this is when you want to be dollar cost averaging. Well, this has been months and months of just dollar cost averaging. I haven't been doing it, but again, I already have bags and bags and bags. I feel fine to just keep on holding. Because you never really want to buy up here. That's why I said at least wait for it to dip down a little bit. But these are usually good opportunities to buy when everything's kind of going crazy. We're up a little bit, come back down, let it breathe, let it breathe. Let me go back over here, and there we go. 15-minute chart. As Bitcoin looks to consolidate just a little bit. And hey, Gigi Hunter, happy to see you. Villa, happy to see you too. And hey, Geek, Haram, excuse me. I'm doing well. A little bit tired today. I don't know what happened. I woke up like at 7 o'clock in the morning and I just didn't go back to sleep. And I went to bed like at 3 o'clock in the morning. So I'm running on a little bit of fumes here. But I did some yoga. I relaxed a little bit. Was looking at Bitcoin. Did some light work as far as doing some tutorial stuff for you guys. So I'm happy with my day overall. I will be going to bed a little bit earlier today if I can, if Bitcoin's slowing down. If Bitcoin's still booming or something like that, I may hop on for another half an hour to an hour. And hey, Mattis, happy to see you well. And same to you, Lisa. Lisa, no, that was Wilder. Make sure to keep an eye out for when YouTube recommends the members videos. I don't think it's really sending out too many notifications. I think everybody's seeing them on browse, or they're just looking from the main channel. So if you see them, watch them, because I like to give you guys a little bit of a heads up notice, especially if it's like something I'm not really working that day. I'll still make a members video for you guys. Okay, let's back this up a little bit here. I want to go back and I want to get rid of a few things here. That chart, yes. For now, we can get rid of that. And what I want to do is I want to refresh this to see if there's any more news here. The Democratic bill failed. So I wonder if I can go over here, and let me go over here to C-SPAN. Go to YouTube, actually. Interesting. So C-SPAN isn't live. So let me go to government shutdown vote live, maybe? So I'm looking at videos, but it doesn't show anything of note right now. You're basically just seeing a bunch of people walking around and not doing anything. I don't want to play it so I don't get in trouble here. And always, Lisa, happy to help you out there. And hey, Jamrock, happy to see you. I've been out of the loop for quite some time. I had to sell some of my crypto a while back, looking for a good opportunity to get back in. If you want to hold for like a few more months, you can just buy right now. But if you want to wait a little bit more for a little bit more of a dip, you may have a better opportunity. Salute to my like 11. Hey, I appreciate it, man. Loki, you're not getting any more treats right now. He's throwing a pout over here. Like, he's mad. Not like angry, mad, but he's just like envious I hold his precious treats. But you can see all they're doing is really talking. All they're doing is talking. You see Elizabeth Warren down here. You see the Alaskan senator over here. You see Mitch McConnell still doing his stuff. People talking and whatnot. Nothing too crazy happening. I think they're just waiting. You see the pages sitting down right there, and you know, nice little conversation with one of the members over here. I think that's the senator from Hawaii in the wheelchair right there. I know you can't see her from behind my face, but she's there. Have they been doing anything? No, they've just been talking and talking. That wheelchair lady gets around. It was empty for a while. Talking. I think I'm clicking around too much. I'm freaking out YouTube. Talking. I feel like this really is like an elder's home. You know, old folks' home, I should say. There's Elizabeth Warren. I feel like you can tell a lot about a person by just how they talk to other people, you know? But I don't really care enough right now. I was just really hoping they might have passed a bill by now, and it doesn't seem like they have. There's Murkowski over there. Yet nothing is happening. This is such a weird time. They really don't do anything. I guess they really don't do anything, especially during the shutdown. But yeah, that's some of the stuff going on right now. For day trades, how much leverage are you using? It really depends on how much capital and how much I believe in the overall move. On average, it'll be anywhere from like 5 to 20%. And if I see something like going crazily parabolic, like the last time I traded with like 50x leverage, I think it was Trump token. Right, so typically anywhere between 5 and 20%, and you can imagine me doing those trades like I showed you a few minutes ago. Like, Loki's right behind my chair, so Loki, go get that treat over there. There you go. That way I can move my chair back a little bit more for you guys. All right, just give you an example here. Let's go back to test. So let's say we're doing day trading off of this with Bitcoin. Now, there's two ways to do this strategy if you guys watched last video. The first one is to buy this when it says buy and do all that crazy stuff, fine. The other way is you could buy altcoins when you get the bullish Bitcoin signal, because if Bitcoin's going up 1%, the altcoin may go up 2%. Okay. Now, when I'm doing day trading like this, I typically will go more towards 10 to 15%, maybe 20%. All right. And if I'm doing like swing trading, that may be anywhere from 5 to 10x. But that 5 to 10x, I'm investing a lot more money overall, like just like straight up cash into it, because it's a swing trade, and I know I want to have more money invested in those because I believe in swing trades more than day trading. Right? Day trading, very volatile, whatever. It's harder for signals to be accurate all the time. But swing trades, my signals are usually correct like 85+%, while maybe a day trading symbol is going to be something more of 70 to 80%. I don't know, 70, 75%, something like that. Oh, so let me move this over here. My grandmother's calling me. Let me actually just text her very fast and just say, hey, Grandma, I'm streaming. Let's see. I am streaming. We'll call after. There you go. Feel bad saying that because then she's going to be like, oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to. I'm like, no, you're fine. I should have my phone on silent. It's on silent, but just vibrate mode. Okay. To get back to your question, for something like this, 10 to 15%. Okay. For now, because math is hard for me, let's just go with 10%. Okay. So you can see different opportunity here. We can just kind of go back in time a little bit. For this one, let's just get rid of this one because this is not part of the main strategy. That's me being a little mad scientist and trying to figure out better ways. So in this circumstance, you're buying right here, and let's say you're looking for a level of resistance to sell. In this circumstance here for Bitcoin, you could say it's there, or it could say it's with a candle closed, so you can see somewhere in here is where you should be selling. All right? You could also try to do something like a Fibonacci level. I'm just giving you options for how people may trade. So right there to there to there, you can also see you may have sold right there. Okay, you have tons of different options. Let's just go with the middle option because that's right there. Okay, so 10%, You buy right here, 315, 315, 315, 315, 315, right here. There we go. Okay. And you sell it right here, and that's about 5 hours, and you made a percent. With 10x, you made a little over 10%. That 0.08% extra, you can say, let's just lose that for now and say you paid with fees. That's expensive fees, but you know, you get what I'm trying to do for you. So 10%. Okay. You have another one right here where it's a buy. You have a stop loss right here, which is going to be interesting. Well, you may have a stop loss. I always go a little bit lower. For now, let's just say you lost money on this one, just for the sake of argument, okay? You lost 0.5%, so you lost 5%. So right now, just for those two trades, let's say you're about up on 5%. Yep, 5%. Right here, what is that? 315? Is that 3? Oh, that's nice. Okay. Right here, you could sell here, here, lots of levels of resistance, whatever you want to do. For now, let's just say you're being conservative, like I'm pretty conservative, and you start to sell right here. That's 0.33%. That's making about 3%. So now you're up around 8%. So far today, your portfolio is going 8%. Over here. And there's different ways to do this. Of course, you can do the one where you buy right here. You watch for the breakout above the Bollinger Band, and you close back down. I'm not doing that. I'm just doing clear, easy resistance levels. You buy, no, it started off 115 right here. This level of resistance, which we did hit, awesome. That one was 0.37% times 10. That's around like a little under 4% right there. Again, you're up like past 10%, something like that. This one, you didn't trade because it never went bullish in the MACD. This one, even though it worked out, you don't trade because it goes to MACD. You have the buy. It triggered at 315 right here. You go to resistance. I know it went higher. I know. Sometimes you can zoom out and try to see stuff. I'm not even going there. I'm just saying you sell the resistance level. They got around 0.5% times 10, 5% added on there. And again, this is Friday, Saturday. You know, this is my day trading type of technique, that how I do it. I don't trade 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times a day. What I'm doing is I'm buying Bitcoin, but because Bitcoin's going up, I'm buying altcoins. So it's like technically in my mind the same exact trade, but I'm using Bitcoin technicals to make the trade. So technically on paper it may be like 5 trades because I'm buying like 5 different altcoins or something like that. But I'm looking to see what's by moving average, what hasn't popped yet, like all that type of stuff. Okay, going back a little bit further here, resistance right here, buy right here. Would you even buy this right here at the resistance levels? Probably not. So I'm going to say I wouldn't buy that one. That's just my way of doing it. Bullish right here at 445. 445. That's right here. Oh boy, where's the resistance on this one? Is there any resistance? Okay. In this circumstance, you have to go fib level wise, and this is a little bit more difficult because you have to kind of see like a really easy point. So we're talking about this buy right here at 315, right? Yeah, so oh, this is going to be the annoying one. Is that the low? Give me a second. Okay, I'm actually just going to skip that one because like there's a resist. Let's just do this. It won't be precise, but I don't care. I just want you to have an idea. Okay, what did I say right here? 415, is that what it's called? 445. Right here, okay. Right there, you'd have to sell right there, and that'd be a very tiny profit. There's another way of there's a better way of finding that information. Like I said, I need to like zoom out and do some other stuff for longer term things. But for now, you made a teeny bit of profit. This one right here, bullish. You see the resistance level up here. You could buy it if you want to at that buy signal here. That would give you around 0.25 to 0.34. Let's go to 0.25 times 5. That's like 2.5% there. Again, you can do the breakout. You can do all of that stuff if you want to. You can do it. I'm just telling you right now, very simple, easy ways to get out. Remember, if you do the one with the Bollinger Band, we wait for it to break it above the Bollinger Band and close down below it, you sell it right there, right? Different ways of doing it. I'm just showing you the easy way right now. Buy right here, resistance. Are you going to buy that? Not really. Maybe you wait for the breakout to come along and you kind of ride it up. But again, if you buy that one right there, you wait for it to break back down, you can sell right there. So not to kind of like dive too deeply into this one. This one could be buying right there and selling right there, right? It just depends on how the momentum has been going. But let's say you buy right here, the resistance level's right there. Oh, you close right there. That's 0.25 times 5. That's, again, not too much. But you can see how your portfolio just kind of grows and grows and grows and grows. And this is a self-made tutorial. This is self-made strategies that I made up, right? And it's because how do I explain it? I think it's my autism. I think it's my ADHD, to be honest. I don't like conventional trading methods because I feel like I don't understand them. It's like when you see somebody that says, oh, I hate pool, it's a horrible game. And then your best friend says like, man, you just hate pool because you suck at it. Then I'm like, yeah. I've never been like fantastic at conventional trading methods. I like to find the pattern to go in there and do some deep stuff. But this is just a pattern that I came up with. Probably took me about maybe a few weeks of ticking and doing some other stuff, kind of adding different things in here and kind of really tweaking some things. But you can see, green MACD do. You can buy right there. You can sell right there. Of course, you can wait for that moment where it closes down, whatever. You saw bought there, sold around here, you're fine. You may miss on here, but that's not the point. There are other strategies that you can do to get there. Then you hit times like this where it's a little bit choppier, where you buy right here. Oh, I know you don't actually buy this. It took way too long before it turned green, so you actually don't buy that at all. You buy this one right here. This is when you lose because it hits your stop loss right over there. This one right here went up. Probably sell over here somewhere. Not as good of a trade. I guess, it's right up against resistance. So this makes it hard because there's a big level of resistance all throughout that. Even these ones, when it says buy, you're up against a big level of resistance and there's no breakout. So you're probably actually not doing many of those. But you have to be able to see, oh, there's a resistance. Should I buy at resistance level? You're probably like, no, it's okay. There's always going to be another trade. Why would I do a trade that I feel uncomfortable about? Here's when you have a buy. It really triggered at 9:45. So that's right over here. Goes up, continues to move higher. You can say it hit resistance right over here. You can say it broke down below the Bollinger Band over here. Whatever. 10% usually pretty good. But this, like, if you're looking at your trading journal and you're seeing that you're not making consistent profits, stick to 1x. But if, like, let's say you copy the strategy, you can move to 5x and see how you feel comfortable with it, maybe 2x, whatever. Then if it continues to work out well for you, then you can move up to 4x, 5x, 6x, whatever, right? I know one of you guys specifically is using this strategy like at what, 25x? That's more than I would do, but they're younger than me. I'm 31 now. I got gray hair if you can't tell. And they're just saying, yeah, I'm just going to have some fun with it and see what it works out. And so far it's been working out for them. I haven't talked to them about a week or so, but they seem to like it. But I don't know, just that Friday. But yeah, so it really just depends. But I would say for me, I trade anywhere from 10 to 15%, maybe max 20%. When I do swing trading, it'll be more likely like something like a 10%, but with like a lot more capital involved. Like when I'm doing these day trades, it may be like $1,000 at 10x, right? Whereas a swing trade may be 5x, $30,000 or something like that if I really want to get in there. Or depending on the swing trade, maybe I'll do a $5,000 trade with a 50x leverage mark. It just really depends how long I want to hold on to it. If it's a shorter term trade, I'll do more money. If it's going to be a trade where I'm holding on for like at least 2 weeks, I'll do less money, more leverage. But it's just kind of a personal preference thing. But my point being, like, let's say this thing triggered a buy signal at 3:15 this morning. Now, let's say you just find a random meme coin over here. Let me just do random. Oh, fuck. We're not doing Leo. Never mind. Leo is its own freaking thing, as you guys might imagine. Imp. Okay. So this hit 3:15 as well. Oh, this one didn't work out as well either. This thing even follow Bit? Okay, never mind. This thing doesn't follow Bitcoin at all. Oh my God. Let me just go to Ethereum and make it easier for myself. There you go. 315. I shouldn't have done it random. I know which tokens usually follow Bitcoin. It's usually like Ethereum, Solana, ADA, XRP type stuff. Okay, here. Now, Bitcoin said to sell. Well, it depends. Do you want to go from resistance levels? We decided we want to sell at this, which we hit around 8:15 a.m. That's about 2.79%. Let's say times 10, almost 30%. What did I say? 2.79% compared to the 1% that you got for Bitcoin. Now, I trade both. Should I just trade Ethereum? Most likely, but my brain doesn't like that, so I don't do that. But you're going to see me put more money into the Ethereum trade than the Bitcoin trade. Or not even that. You're going to see me do higher leverage with the Ethereum trade than you would see me do with the Bitcoin trade. But yeah, sorry for the rant. Hope that helps. I'm getting like 1,000 calls right now. But yeah, so there we go. Let's get to there very fast. So I encourage you, watch my tutorial videos. I know they are boring. I have not been able to fix this. I show you guys my my channel, time to time here, and it's right here. It only has 370 views. Now it's moving in the right direction. People are seeing some type of value from it. I got 3 subscribers, $2, whatever. But this strategy has generated me over like $1,000 easily, right? And again, I've only tried it. I've only been using it for the past few weeks. It took me a while to actually make it, right? So this is just more of like, hey, check it out. It's cool. And if somebody does it, cool for them, right? I just don't think people, again, I'm not an entertaining person when it comes to those flashy videos. Like, you see mine, you know how my videos are. You go here and you type in, what did I say? The best trading strategy, right? The best trading strategy for beginners, right? Look at the flashiness. Look at the moving. Look at the amazingness. It's like a gaming video, right? I can't do that, right? Maybe my video is ranked somewhere down here. Nope. What if I say the best one that was made this month? Nope. Right? Flash. Cool. Oh, there it is. Way down here. Whatever. I got flashiness. That's my flashiness right there. Day trading strategy. But yeah. Eventually, when I get this website up and running, I'm going to have some money to do a bunch of stuff. One of them is going to be to get a full-time editor that can do all this cool stuff for me, so I can give you the strategy along with all the entertainment. And then what I'm going to do is also have the boring one at the same time. There's going to be like a boring lesson, then there's going to be a flashy one for everybody else. So if you have questions after the flashy one, where I do break down everything, you can go to the very boring one. I can be like, hey, yeah. But I think my goal will be eventually is to not, if I have the flash video, I don't think I actually need to make the boring video afterwards. I think what I do instead is actually make a boring stream. That way I explain the strategy, say, hey, everybody, welcome back. Today we're going to be doing this. I'm going to show you guys a new strategy, and I'll explain it. But then we'll have a Q&A session live on the stream where you guys can ask questions, and then people can always go back and kind of see what's going to happen, because I'll add the questions into the chapters. So if people have that type of similar question, they can go find it and see how I answered it, right? So that's the vision. It's just going to take a little bit more time. And I don't want to invest in an editor knowing how expensive they are with my own capital. That's why I want to see if this website makes me money or if I can make more money off of YouTube. A little bit different. Did I see AMD today, 40% of the PM? Yeah, it was absolutely fantastic today. It was mostly that news with OpenAI kind of investing in them. They need a lot of power. And it's just like, man, the AI trade is not dead. It is still going full steam ahead. That is absolutely some fantastic news for all of us, because that keeps the stock market pumping, keeps Bitcoin pumping, keeps AI tokens pumping. That's all we really want to see, is just us making money. especially when our long-term holdings. And hey, Jeremy Market does help. I'm glad it helps out. I think it's reaching the right audience. You're just patient and meticulous trader. Yeah. Well, I hate losing money, right? Again, if you look at most people who have trading YouTube channels, they've come from money in the past. They have a little bit of suave with them, right? Me, I have the same thing my great grandma had. My great grandma, when she died, she had a bunch of money that she never spent because she was so terrified of losing it. She gave it to my grandmother, and my grandmother living her best life, right? I grew up in the ghetto with my mother, place called Salishan, horrible spot. I have money now. I don't really want to spend it on a bunch of stuff for risk of losing it. If there's a point where I start making like $500,000 a year, obviously I will start buying more stuff, doing more stuff. But until that moment happens, you know, I'd prefer not to be crazy with my investments and stuff like that. So I typically am trying to find ways to give you value. But again, my value is not entertainment. A lot of other channels, their value is entertainment over education. I'm going to work to do my own hybrid version of that to build a better mousetrap. But I think, like, I forget the guy's name. I haven't looked at the YouTube channels in a long time. There's a YouTuber, like, every now and again, he goes and looks at all these other trading strategy videos, right? Trading strategy videos. He's like, oh my God, this guy says he can do this, this, and this. And he actually does the trades on them. And he, like, with, I think, fake money, whatever. But he sees if it's actually profitable or not. And I think rarely are they profitable. And my point is, I'm trying to make them as profitable as possible. So even if you guys don't understand that much about trading, you can still make money off of them. But then you even heard when I was doing my explanation of that to me trading strategy, what was I doing? I was like, you guys have to understand there's resistance. You guys might have to use Fibonacci levels if we're going to all-time highs, right? Different things for different things, right? But all that stuff matters. And that was specifically for Bitcoin, right? If I were to go over here to the layout again and I do the test and I do it for the 15-minute one, whatever, and I start going over to stocks, you know, let's go over to NVIDIA. Bearish, 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 right here. Okay, that one actually worked out pretty well. Cool. I haven't looked at this in the stock market yet. I guess technically that one did work out, even though it was like a gap from the day before. It did work. This one, 7:45 a.m. Technically, it did work, and it hit resistance wall. Oh yeah. There's a buy signal right here, and I guess technically it did work. Damn, I might have found something good here. Buy at the close. Wait, on a red candle. Interesting. This may be good for options. Also hitting a little bit of resistance. Okay. Bearish right there. Okay. Bearish. There's a lot of bearishness with this. Bullish right here. Is there a rule about gaps? Because you would have been buying at this very tall point right here. Let's just say you lost money on that play. It did run up to a level of resistance, but would you be wise enough to sell? I'd have more greed, so I probably would lose money on that one. This one worked out very well. Ran up right to resistance levels. Okay. Bad signal right here, broke down. Don't buy, don't buy. That one worked out okay. Interesting. That one didn't work out. This one, not resistance, don't buy. Oh, this is all resistance levels you can't buy. Okay, yeah. Okay, I see some of it. This one had red. This one green. Guess technically it worked out. Yeah, not as much as I would like to. You would have had to been stingy with that resistance down here. Otherwise, if you did it up here, you would have lost money. So I would say I lost money on that trade. Bearish, bullish. Oh, that one worked out well. The trick is to know when to sell, which is why I added the Bollinger component. So you buy right here, you sell right here, but no matter what, you made a profit. Now again, you could hold up here, wait for that next level of resistance, whatever, but there's a level of resistance right there too. These strategies take so much discipline, and I think that's why it's kind of troubling sometimes for people, because like, wouldn't you hate to like, okay, this is a gap up, so it's a little bit different. Wouldn't you hate to buy here, sell it right here on this wick, and then watch it go up for the rest of the day, next day? Wouldn't you hate that? Or, I mean, like, I hate that, right? But I'm happy to take my profit because there's a lot of people day trading that aren't making profits. You know, I'm one of the lucky few. And I think I am probably one of the few, relative to how many people are trying to trade, you know, in the world and whatnot. Okay, let's go back over here. We haven't had altcoin season yet, have we? No. I don't think so. We just haven't had an extended altcoin rally. They've been very dull, 2 week to maybe at max, like I said, 2 month processes where we've just kind of spiked, and then we've just come down, and it's been pretty painful here. It hasn't been that good at all. But yeah, we'll get over it, guys. Altcoins is gonna be fine. I'll be making more tutorial videos and stuff for you guys as well. I'm enjoying that one. And give me a minute here. I'm so behind on so much stuff. But I want to, when this website's up and running, I do want to get more editing. I do want to make some more content for you, but I'm going to go through all my old videos, remake them, and then just make sure they have a little bit of an editing vibe to them. Then, like I said before, I'll do more of a live stream environment to kind of answer you guys' questions and things like that, explain the tutorials, and then from there, we just kind of chill out for a little bit and see how that kind of works out. It'll be a fun time here once everything gets rolling. But it looks like the chat kind of died down a little bit. I guess I'll call it a day here for Monday. I'll be back live a little bit later on tonight if Bitcoin continues to boom up, which so far it's been looking pretty good. I think right now I'm still just going to be in like either you dollar cost averaging or you kind of holding the crypto that you have. If you guys feel like you need to buy some crypto, maybe for a short-term game, like a short-term few weeks, short-term few days, look for those tokens that are below the moving averages, or you can start to day trade using some of my strategies. But again, I have so many strategies. You can really pick whichever one you like, but they are a little bit more of a, I say beginners, but they're probably more advanced levels when you ask a beginner what they thought of them, right? I just don't want to become the professor that says, you don't know what trigonometry means. Trigonometry? You don't know what trigonometry means, but this is kindergarten. What are you talking about? Like, I don't want to seem out of touch, whatever. So I'll see you guys a little bit later on tonight, hopefully. If not, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Everything's working out very well. Remember we talked about all last week, the week before, just I'm holding, I'm waiting. Monthly chart's still good. If you were holding with me, you're good right now. If not, you still have opportunities to get in, but you might have to wait for another dip or something similar to that, okay? So, thank you guys so much, and I will see you guys a little bit later. You guys can see Loki. I'm gonna hide this treat way over here so we can't see the other part of it. You know, they said it's human grade, right? That means I can have this instead of you. Can I have it? Okay.